Everybody wants to be picture perfect. I do, you do, but how do we become picture perfect on a budget? This video today is going to tell you exactly how to do that. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I was recently in Toronto doing a photo shoot with an incredible photographer named Scolaro. I will link his information below. And we were on top of this incredible building overlooking the Toronto skyline. It was one of the most magical and exciting things that I've gotten to be a part of in a really long time. The photos turned out incredibly well and I was just so happy with the entire experience of going to Toronto, doing this photo shoot with an awesome photographer and having these photos to share on my social media and for promotional things like my website and all kinds of things like that. So that got me thinking about how essential having really good photos is for an artist, especially when you're just starting out in your music career. How are you going to find a photographer that can take excellent photos of you on this tight budget that you're on? I totally get it. I've been there. I work with a lot of artists who are on a deeply strict budget and they have to cut corners in some places. One place you don't really want to cut corners is on your photographs, right? Because that's what is going to be put out in front of the world. That's what their impression of you is going to be. That's how you are going to be presented to them. So I wanted to give you some tips and tricks today on how to go about doing this. One of the things that I want to advise you to do is to find a photographer who is currently working to build their portfolio. A lot of times you can find somebody going to college for this, or somebody who has just graduated college, somebody who's just started out in photography, and they need you as much as you need them because they are trying to build their portfolio to share with other people to bring in business for themselves. So a lot of times they will do a photo shoot with you for a very limited amount of money. Maybe it's the price of the camera rental or for a little bit of their time in editing, or in some cases they will even do it for you for free in exchange for use of the photos they take of you. Now, the best way that you can go about finding out how to get somebody to do this for you is to just do a Google search. You can search things like college photographer search, or you can even go to the website Find a Photographer. You can look at all different kinds of websites online that will connect you to photographers. A lot of them are of course going to be at a high price range that you can't probably afford at this time, but there are going to be some really great ones that you can find that are going to school. Now, what I recommend is if you do find a couple of these photographers that are looking to exchange a portfolio usage for a photography shoot with you, ask them in advance for a couple of photos. Now, if they're just starting out and they don't have any, I would avoid going down that road. I'd try to find somebody who had done at least 1 or 2 shoots in the past so that you can kind of get a feel for what their eye is like, what their camera is like, what their editing is like, because you want to be able to see what they're going to turn around for you product-wise. The next thing that I want to mention too is make sure that you are able to use the photos for your own personal use as well. I know a lot of times they're going to want you to give them credit. I do that all the time with any of the photos that I use. That's just kind of a common courtesy that you do with a photographer. You know, and you can even use like the camera emoji and make it look really cool, tag their company or tag their name. But, you know, make sure that they are willing to give you the files of the photos that they've taken for you. Now, after you've booked your session with them, a couple things. Make sure you bring somebody with you. You never want to show up to a photo shoot alone because you never know what kind of situation you're going to get into, and it's always better to just be safe rather than sorry. So I like to advise people to always do that. I still do that no matter what kind of shoot I'm going to. I always have someone come with me. Another pointer is if you do have someone with you, they can take kind of behind the scenes photos, which are always great for social media. Have them take photos of the photographer taking photos of you. I'll put up an example here in the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Have them film a couple video clips of you as well, because you never know when you're going to need that for social media posts. The more content, the better. Now, after you've booked your shoot with the photographer, they're probably going to ask you if you have a location in mind. What I like to advise so that you can save money is to ask a friend or a family member or somebody who owns a local business if you can use their space without paying a rental fee or without getting any kind of extra permission. So if you have a friend with a really cool living room and she has a really cool couch that you want to use, definitely just reach out and ask her. Now, another option that's still incredibly affordable is to book an Airbnb for the night. Now, sometimes you can find an incredible Airbnb. Some of them can be in a city overlooking a skyline, or maybe it's a countryside home or someplace that has some really cool decor, some great furniture, some great spaces for amazing photos. You can go onto Airbnb.com and rent these homes for a night for an incredibly affordable cost. I will link that link below. If you click that and use my code, you will be given $40 off your very first Airbnb booking. What's better than that? That's probably more than half of the price that you would pay for a night. So I definitely advise that as an option if you're looking for a great location and you don't have a friend or family member that can hook you up with one of their own. The next thing you're gonna wanna think about is what you're gonna wear to the photo shoot. Now, a lot of times a photographer will limit you to 1 or 2 outfits, or you're limited on a time frame. So your shoot is gonna be 45 minutes or an hour or something like that. So what I always like to do when I'm on these time restraints is to be really smart about what I'm wearing in my photo shoot. What I typically will do is wear a solid color or something very simple as the base of my outfit. So either a pair of jeans or a black pair of pants and some heels or something. If you're a guy, just some jeans and some dress shoes or something. And whatever you wear on top, whether it's a tank top or a t-shirt, make sure that you can change out whatever you're wearing over that. So if you wear a black tank top and black pants, you can then switch out maybe 2 or 3 different jackets, which is going to make it appear like you had 3 different costume changes. Now, if you want to do something like, you know, put a sweater on, take that off, you'll have your tank top underneath so you don't have to go someplace and find a dressing room or a place to change. Especially if you're outside, you can just take off your sweater and put on a jacket, and in a minute you have a complete different costume change. Now you can also do this if you have long hair. You can pull it back, you can wear it down. You can do a couple quick little things that make it seem like the photo shoot wasn't all done with one look in one location. It's always good to have a little bit of a change up just in case you want that different vibe of, like, you know, a sweater and jeans versus a dress jacket and heels. You can switch all that out if you keep the base of your outfit the same and very simple. Now, the very last thing I want to mention is once you have the photos from the photographer, definitely make sure you give them credit. No matter where you post the photos, whether it's on your social media or your website or anything like that, even if it's in a magazine article or an interview that you've done with the press, make sure you let them know the name of the photographer, because this is really going to help them build their portfolio and build their name. And they've done you a huge service by giving you a photo shoot at a discounted rate or for free. So you always want to make sure that you credit the photographer, no matter what. With that being said, I hope these tips and tricks on getting your next photo shoot together have helped you. If they did, give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you have any questions at all about how to book your next photo shoot, what to expect at your photo shoot, or anything else you can possibly think of regarding photo shoots, leave them in the comment section below, and I promise you I will answer every single question that comes in. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week.